Like, oh, well, I am, but Jesus, I haven't looked at myself in a while. It is Tuesday, October 7th. I'm filming this at 1:19 p.m. Central. I'm pretty sure that's how I introduced these. And it's been pretty much 2 months. My last update was the 9th of August. When I was in a pretty bad spot. Um, I haven't watched back. I haven't watched that video back. I know I uploaded like a short or two after that video, um, with really flattering angles. Very flattering, actually. Yeah, I was not in a good space. Um, that place was horrible that I was staying at, that Airbnb. Um, I'm not quite sure, timeline wise when I left after that video, but I left pretty shortly after. The bug situation was awful. I had to every night, at least three. They were mainly centipedes, but I was killing something. um, every night, at least 3 times. We both Augustus and I were being bitten by ants in our sleep, which that was also awesome. Um, and the host just didn't care. The last day I was there, she well, first of all, she stopped replying to me after a while. Um, so what a great host, right? But after um, yeah, that final day, because a complaint was filed with Airbnb to get a refund because it just wasn't safe for myself or Augustus to stay there any longer. She ends up calling her mom. She has my phone number, but she doesn't call me. She calls her mom to talk to me, so that her mom is being dragged into it. So her mom gives me her phone so I can talk to the host. And the host goes on a very self-absorbed tirade about how she is doing so much work, how it was all about her. It was all about her. She makes fun of me and my hair at one point. She makes fun of Augustus and him being my emotional support animal. She says that she's gonna need an emotional support animal after dealing with me, which is insane. Um, I found out after I left that she is a teacher to special needs students. And I can only imagine how she treats them if given the way she treated me. Um, and they can't do anything, right? So that was awful. I ended up leaving that night. Some other stuff happened where she came back from wherever she was and started like sweet talking me, and I just didn't care. She let Augustus out of his carrier while I wasn't looking, which was awful. Um, There were a lot of thoughts going through my head in that moment. But I didn't do anything. I found Augustus. I brought him back. I didn't say anything to her other than asking where he is. Um, yeah, and eventually I end up going to an extended stay hotel. And I think I was there for 3 weeks. Uh, it was nice, clean. I know extended stays can be pretty hit or miss. Um, but the one I was at least the room I was in was pretty good. Um, as far as I know, I didn't make a. I think I did a pretty good job at keeping things clean. Unfortunately, I didn't have a mat to catch the litter, so whenever Augustus, kicked out of his litter box or came running out, there was nothing to catch the litter. But it was carpet, so I mean, I don't know. It was. I think everything was fairly easy to clean. The only thing was maybe the hair. Mine and both his hair was maybe a little bit tedious to clean up. But I did a pretty good job at keeping everything clean. I don't know if you can hear that. I think that's the neighbor. Oh, what they're doing. But yeah, now I'm here. I spent. I mean, not that I wasn't spending it doing this at any of the other places, but at the Airbnb or not at the extended stay especially, I was pretty like I need to find like I can't go to another Airbnb after this. I have to find a place to live. And I find this place. I have a roommate. He's not home right now. It's a very small place. It's about the size of the hotel room I was staying in, I would say, if I had access to the roommate's room, which I don't. But it's a livable, clean bathroom, washer and dryer. I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay for. Um, and I'm here for a year, so this is the start of the second month I've been here. The first mm, the first few days I was here, the roommate that I took the place of, I don't know, I don't know, but he did not. I don't know. There was a lot of like cobwebs and stuff that I had to vacuum up in here. Um, where I'm sitting, up in this corner up here. There was a pretty big web of just a bunch of flies. There's a bunch of there were some spiders that I had to kill. Um, and there was a mystery of for some reason there was a bunch of flies showing up in my room, and eventually I figure out that the window in my room has been left open, and that's probably how the majority of the things have been getting into my room. Have been getting into the apartment. Um, so that was fine, but then there were centipedes. And one thing I forgot to mention, the last Airbnb I was at was so bad that even now, so like almost 2 months removed, I'm still very paranoid. But it was really bad when I left the Airbnb. It's gotten better, but it's I'm still pretty paranoid. I'm still looking. And what didn't help was that within my first week here, there were a lot of oh, okay, a lot is an exaggeration. There were some centipede sightings. Now we're on the first floor. We're not literally on the ground. We are. This could, I guess, kind of be considered the second floor, but we are like our own unit. So we're not on floor level. We're like, or my uncle was like guard. I think he called it garden level. We're not on the floor. We're elevated. Um, but there were still centipede sightings, and we think that they're coming through the vents, which is weird. There's this is a centralized unit, or centralized AC. So there's like there's something outside, but there's like the big vent that sucks in everything, and the other small vents that blow air out. And we think that they're coming from these vents, which honestly I don't know. I mean, there's also like a few cracks along the floorboard and everything, which they could be coming from. But we think it probably makes more sense that they're coming from the vents, which in my opinion, that doesn't really make sense because like wouldn't that just displace their home? I mean, maybe that's why they're coming out. I don't know, but in my eyes, that displaces their home. So I don't know. We had a technician come out um to put like dirt and some like oil spray around the vents and the more like possible some other entry points they could be possibly coming from. And for the most part, it's been pretty quiet. Aside from like a few that have showed up since then. But it's fall now. It's gonna be winter soonish. I doubt we'll see many more, if any more. Um, the one problem is probably the roof. The technician that came out thinks that when it rains, there's probably somewhere in the roof, just somewhere here, where there's still water, and he thinks that's what's attracting them. Because in some of these ceiling lights, like in this one, I think this one, I don't know. In some of the ceiling lights, there's in some of the ceiling lights there are dead centipedes. And aside from these, you can see this one up here. Um, I don't know if there's an entry point into these lights. Or I guess an exit point, or I don't know. I guess both work. But the ceiling lights in mine and the roommate's room, there are only entry points. You can't, nothing, or from nothing out here can get into the ceiling light. It's completely sealed off. It can only come from the the light installation in the ceiling light. And that's where I saw one. There was already a dead one in there, but I woke up one day and there was a live one in there, which was very freaky. It took a very long time for it to die. But yeah, we think there is an underneath where they get access to the pipes and everything because we literally share it like there's someone right there, essentially. I don't know how often they're home. They're also probably having centipede problems, but according to the landlord, they haven't responded to any of their inquiries about possible problems that they're having. Um, so yeah, um, the last time the technician guy came literally a week ago. Well, actually, almost a week ago. He came at the beginning of the month. Um, and he did his best. Like he sprayed both of these. I say both. There's one in the kitchen over there. There's this one and this one. All of these other small ones that you see, as far as I know, these are completely sealed off. There's literally nothing in any of these. It's only these big ones, and then those small ones in our room, but those are also completely sealed off. So he didn't treat those. And I'm hesitant to get those opened to clean out the bugs, even though it's very gross to look at. Every morning I'm looking up and it's, oh, look at that. That's centipedes. I don't want to risk opening it and then not being able, like, I don't know. I don't even know how they look very weird. The contraption. Because they don't look like these. Oh my God, they don't, hello? They don't look like these. They look different. The ones out here are the same, and the ones in our room are different from the ones out here, but they're the same. Like both the roommates and I's, both of ours are the same, but they're different from the ones up here. Um, so yeah, the technician wants to come and treat underneath the house or underneath the unit where they have more powerful chemicals they can use. Um, but the landlord said he wants to see how things go first with what the technician did in here before having them come out again. Um, for my peace of mind, I want the technician to come and treat underneath. Um, and the technician also wants someone to look at the roof, but I don't know. The landlord, I guess, seems to be he doesn't want to. I mean, he owns multiple units or multiple locations. It sounds like. So I don't know. I think maybe it's more of a money thing for him than anything. So he doesn't want to do more than what's needed. But I would like it, but I don't know. It's not up to me. Um, so yeah, in terms of housing, that's everything. I am in school, and that's going fine. It's all online. The job search, that's that's uh that's a different story. I've sent probably over the course of a month 150 applications. Um, I've had a few interviews. None of them have panned out. Um, pretty much every day I'm looking at like Indeed, Glassdoor, just pretty much those two. Um, Had some other resources sent to me recently that I need to look at. But it's rough. Even entry or no experience jobs, they're not they're not turning out anything. Which is insane. I don't want to get political, but it's insane. Um, so I know it's even depending on the field, it's even more difficult out once people are done with college, like comp sci majors, they're having a hard time. Um, it's I know it's difficult. And my mom has been looking for a long time, and she's I think like 10 times my applications and has had interviews, but have gotten nowhere. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I might try and look at like possibly like some pet sitting or babysitting or I don't know. I need to start looking at other things. Um, yeah, but I know a lot of people will outsource those things to like their kids or other family, a close family, because, I think rightfully so, a lot of people are probably pretty cautious around having strangers taking care of their kids, which I completely understand. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of the TLDR of where I've been in these last 2 months. Um, I'm still pretty cautious about making this, about at least with making my room my home, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to renew. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. And I think I'm just cautious about like I don't wanna because I had to go around from place to place. I couldn't settle. I literally couldn't settle or make any place my own. And I think I'm still in that mindset. So I'm hesitant to settle, essentially. I'm hesitant to make my room my home. Even though I have a bed frame in there now, and my cat's water fountain is in there. I have a fan, really fancy. I know. Don't Um, so I'm in desperate need of an actual chair. You can see this one. It's too short to even show up. It's a bad chair. My ass hurts sitting in this chair. My ass has gotten used to it, but it's still a pretty bad chair. And I'm not gonna get a gaming chair. Those are awful chairs. Even though aesthetically they might look good for some people. I had one for a little while, but like you need a good chair. That's a good investment. But I don't know. I don't know. Like they're also expensive. That's why they're also good investments. But again, it's another case of like, do I want to save money to invest into a good chair to stay at this place when I don't even know if I'm going to be staying at this place? I don't even, maybe the landlord for some reason doesn't want me to stay another year. I don't know. I don't know, right? So I'm just worried about settling. Um, I don't know. I've rambled a lot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them in the comments, or maybe I'll do a fun little Q&A. I don't know. Maybe I should make a community post of of my cat again, because it's been a while since I've done that. Oh my god, I have to go update my ID. I have to go get a passport. I have to. It's exhausting being an adult. Uh, um, yeah. I think that's everything for now. Did I do outros like closing statements or closing I don't know, closing remarks? Um, it's now 1:45. I've spent about 27 minutes making this. And we'll be uploading this ASAP. Um, I also, get I had to take care of my hair. I have a lot of split ends. I also need to get a bonnet, which which was I never thought that those words would leave my mouth. Need to get a bonnet for sleep to protect my hair. Um, I think that's everything. Yeah, I appreciate everyone that watches. I wanted to make an update when I was at the extended stay, but I don't know. I just never found the energy to. It would have been nice to document that place, but I didn't. So, oh well. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to ask if you have any questions. Ask away. I'll try to make these weekly when I have time alone here. Um, Weekly, bi-weekly, just go with the flow. And yeah. Thanks again.